Hare Krishna, Namaste. Chapter 11, entitled as Vishwarupa Dharshana Yoga, Sloka 26-27, Part 2. Ame cha tvāṁ dhṛtarāṣṭrasya putrāḥ sarve sahaivāvani-pāla-saṅghaiḥ bhīṣmo droṇa sūta-putras tathāsau sahāsmadīyair api yodha-mukhyaiḥ vaktrāṇi te tvaramāṇā viśanti daṁṣṭrā-karālāni bhayānakāni kecid vilagnā daśanāntareṣu sandṛśyante cūrṇitair uttamāṅgaiḥ. All the sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra, along with their allied kings, and Bhīṣma, Droṇa, Karṇa, and our chief soldiers also, are rushing into your fearful mouths. And some I see trapped with heads smashed between your teeth. In the first part of this set of sloka, we learned that it is not illusion, it is not some magic that Krishna is showing here to Arjuna. It's all real. What Arjuna is saying is what's going to be happening in the future, which has been revealed to Arjuna as part of showing Arjuna all the opulences, the vibhuti and niyamana shakti of the Lord. And it is by the grace of the Lord, only by the grace of the Lord, that Arjuna was able to witness all these things. Vidyate hridaya grantihi chidyante sarva samshayaha kshiyante cha asya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. In the Upanishad, it is said, when one gets the vision of the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, the knots of the heart and all misgivings are cut to pieces. The chain of one's karmas are terminated, and they will attain the Supreme Lord. It was Arjuna's fortune that he had Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God, right in front of him, and all through his life, as a friend, as a cousin, and as a guru as well. Now he is able to see the Supreme Lord in this cosmic form as well, and the knots of its heart are being removed, his misgivings are being cut into pieces, the chain of all karmas are being terminated, because he had the vision of the Supreme Lord. That might bring up an interesting question. If the statement which says, by having the darshan, by seeing the Supreme Lord, one will be able to attain moksha, then what about Duryodhana and all these different people who are opposing on the opponent side? Why they didn't get freed from karma? Why their hard knot of heart was not released? Why their misgivings were not cut into pieces? Krishna is not something new for Kauravas. They always interacted with Krishna directly. So why they didn't get liberated? When the sloka in the Upanishad says that by looking at the Lord, by having the sight of the Lord, one's karma will be finished, misgivings will be finished, their attachment to the worldly things will be removed, and they'll be able to attain the Supreme Lord. Why that did not happen to Kauravas or any such people? Answer is very simple. These people did not think they had any misgivings in first place. They thought they are pure. They thought they need no help from anyone else. They are powerful. They thought they are already free of any karmas. And they thought what they are doing is perfectly correct. With these type of understanding, one cannot see the Lord or understand the Lord, even if the Lord comes and stands right in front of such people. We did discuss on this topic in the 9th chapter, 11th sloka. Avajananti ma mūಢā manushim tanum ashritam param bhavam ajanantu mama bodha maheshwaram. Fools deride me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature as the Supreme Lord of all that be. So the question is, how are we going to get these divine eyes like Arjuna? Or are we fortunate like Arjuna to have Krishna face to face? Certainly not. But we have Krishna's representatives who are all over the places trying to give us that divine eyes through divine knowledge. By having the divine knowledge, one's divine eyes get enabled to see the Supreme Lord. Therefore, one should certainly take shelter of a bona fide spiritual guru and serve the Guru submissively and inquire from him submissively. And certainly by following the instructions given by one's Guru, the Supreme Lord will be completely pleased and will reveal himself to that person. Sometimes we get questions from curious people wanting to know if Arjuna got moksha. Did Bhīṣma got moksha? And the list goes on. There's an interesting story in the history between a guru and disciple answering this particular topic. A wonderful devotee by name Nampillai asking a question to his Acharya Nanjiyar. Did Arjuna get moksha? And the response was, the moksha has been given to Arjuna, and whenever he is ready, he can attain moksha. And Nampillai asked, what about Bhīṣma? And what about Droṇa? And so forth. And the Acharya, Guru responded, a general answer to these number of questions. Say a person is very thirsty. He wants to quench his thirst, and he could see a nearby clear lake. So all he has to do is go to the lake, take it, take the water and drink it. Instead, if one starts asking questions like, how did the lake came from? Who all have taken water from here? How many people were satisfied by drinking water from here? Where are they now? What are they doing now? And all these questions is not going to really satisfy the thirst. Rather, the water is available. Just simply take and drink it to quench the thirst. Likewise, we can go on with such questions, but how does it really matter as an individual person for me if Arjuna attained moksha, or Bhīṣma, or Droṇa, and so on? It is me. I have to be worried about myself at this point. Am I going to go back to Krishna or not? That should be the real concern and question where we need to find answer for. And especially reading these series of slokas, we can understand life is very fragile. Things can happen at any second. Whatever we have, we think is going to protect us, will all become useless. Nothing can protect us. And we have seen many things that we think is going to protect us itself needs protection. So how is that person or an object or a thing is going to protect me when they themselves cannot protect? Therefore, at the time of death, nothing has values that we think have added value in our life by accumulating material things. None of this material thing is going to be of any value. But when we accumulate the spiritual assets, and that is what is going to help one at the time of death. Therefore, it is important for one to make use of each and every minute, second, wisely in service of Krishna. And that is what called as Krishna consciousness. Here in this sloka we see Dhṛtarāṣṭrasya putrāḥ, Bhīṣmo, droṇaḥ, sūta-putras, tathāsau. The names listed are very nicely sequenced and appropriate. First, the king's name is being mentioned, Duryodhana. Then the next one who gets importance is the chief of commander, which was Bhīṣma at that time. And after Bhīṣma fell down, it was Droṇacharya who took over that position as chief of commander. His name is mentioned in the order. And after Droṇacharya, it was Karṇa who played that role. Sarve sahaivāvani-pāla-saṅghaiḥ. This explains that all of them on the Duryodhana's side were completely washed, finished. Of course, there were very few exceptions left out, but everyone else were totally finished. Whereas sahāsmadīyair api yodha-mukhyaiḥ on the side of Arjuna, along with those of Kauravas who were killed, some of his leading warriors were also killed. So something to be noted here in this particular statement is it is only some prominent warriors in the army of Pandavas who die, not the Pandavas themselves. That is, among some prominent warriors, only few were killed, not all of them. Whereas when it came to Kauravas, everyone were finished. So one might ask a question. Arjuna could see that all of the Kauravas were killed and some of his prominent leaders were also killed. When he saw this, did Arjuna see his own son Abhimanyu getting killed as well? To get the answer for this one, we should understand the statement of Arjuna in the sloka. Sahāsmadīyair api yodha-mukhyaiḥ. Along with all the Kauravas who got killed, there were some on his side, prominent ones, were also got killed. Which means Arjuna could see that people on his sides were also killed along with the Kauravas, but he could not recognize everyone, all the warriors individually. Were he able to do so, he would have known Abhimanyu's death as well. Had he known it, Arjuna's condition would have undergone a complete change. And once again, it would have become a difficult task for the Lord to enthuse Arjuna to fight the battle. Krishna would have to start again from chapter 2, sloka 11. Asocyan anvasocastvam prajñavādāṁ ca bhāsase gatasu nagatasu ca nānusocanti panditaha natvevāham jātu nāsam natve neme janātipāha nachayvana bhavishyāmaha sarve vayam atah param. You are speaking like a learned person. You are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all those kings, nor in the future shall any of cease to be. Atma is never cut into pieces, never burnt in fire, and Krishna should have started over Bhagavad Gita again. That is why Krishna carefully played a trick and showed only collectively the death of some of them and not of the individual warrior. And that is what is being described here by Arjuna as well, that he could see some of the warriors are being killed from his side as well, but he was not able to identify them individually. Therefore, Arjuna did not note Abhimanyu's death in this scene. Everyone were rushing towards that fearful mouth. Some were dashing on those terrifying teeth. Some were stuck between the teeth. Some of their limbs were broken due to the speed as they dashed and as they entered the mouth. Tvaramāṇā, meaning rapidly. Why they are rushing rapidly? Couple of reasons. It is because of their excessive papa, crimes, sins that they have committed. Therefore, they are being destroyed fast. Another reason why they are destroyed rapidly, rushing fast, is because of their strong desire to fight this battle, which pushed them to early destruction. To summarize, all the sons of Dhṛtarāṣṭra, Duryodhana and others, Bhīṣma, Droṇa, Karṇa together with the groups of kings on their side. Also, the heroic warriors of Pandava's side are all entering fast into Krishna's this cosmic face, which looked terrifying and disfigured due to the fangs. Some of them are seen stuck between the teeth, with their heads crushed into powder by the teeth. One last additional point, which is brought out in Tātparya Chandrika, the commentary by Swami Desikan, that there are some versions, commentaries of Gita which has additional slokas in these sections and also in the 3rd chapter, which makes it more in number. However, all those additional verses did not find a place in the works of earlier commentators, nor were they featured in the traditional practices of recitation. Therefore, those verses or additional verses should not be adapted. At the same time, it is also worth to note that Vedavyasa did not give the count of the verses in Gita. Therefore, rather than getting into the debates, it's better, safe and wise to follow the Guru Parampara and the tradition which is coming down to us, rather than trying to do something new or different from what has been taught to us in the tradition, especially in the disciplic succession. Ami tvāṁ dhṛtarāṣṭrasya putrāḥ sarve sahaivāvani-pāla-saṅghaiḥ Bhīṣmo sūta-putras tathāsau sahāsmadīyair yodha-mukhyaiḥ vaktrāṇi te tvaramāṇā viśanti daṁṣṭrā-karālāni bhayānakāni kecid vilagnā daśanāntareṣu sandṛśyante cūrṇitair uttamāṅgaiḥ. Namaste. Hare Krishna.